Hey everybody, welcome to BTC for Dummies. I'm Will, and I wanted to come on here and share a quick deck I put together comparing Bitcoin versus real estate. It's pretty simplified comparison because I just kind of want to dumb it down for everybody, especially the newcomers entering the space. So let's dive in. The general thesis for the presentation is that uh, sorry, Ritcoin, that's funny. Real estate Bitcoin. Real estate over Bitcoin, so real estate denominated in Bitcoin terms, falls to zero, okay? Or is crashing down. So, in terms of an investment strategy, Bitcoin is a superior investment to real estate. This is a pretty great photo indicating the store of value proposition for Bitcoin over real estate. It shows the average price of a home in the US denominated in US dollars from 2016, 2020, and 2024, and then the price of that same house in Bitcoin. So you see from 2016 to 2024, the average or median price of a home in the United States went from about $288,000 to $435,000. So it almost doubled in dollar terms. However, when denominated in Bitcoin, it went from 664 Bitcoin in 2016 for the average home to 6.6 Bitcoin in 2024 for the average home. So the denominator, the real estate itself went up in value almost 100%, but in Bitcoin terms, it went down by 90%. So this chart really illustrates how Bitcoin increases the purchasing power of your money over time and is a better store of value than real estate. But let's give some points to real estate and let's kind of talk about why we invest in real estate, whether it's our personal castle or investment property. For investment property, you invest for cash flow. Maybe you own a house with a significant other and you have a back house or an extra room and you rent that out to help offset the mortgage. The best part is about real estate is that someone needs to live somewhere and they pay money to do that. Cash flow is great. Now, I think nationally we're seeing cap rates on investment real estate really get squeezed, whether that's due to higher taxes or other increased costs for maintenance. Those cap rates are getting squeezed. Another advantage of real estate are tax deductions. If you have a mortgage, you get to deduct that from your taxes, which is fantastic and offset some of your income. Real estate offers leverage. You get debt and loans to purchase real estate, and that provides leverage returns, higher returns because you can borrow money. Real estate historically have been a predominant store of value because of its appreciation. Real estate never goes down. Always put your money in real estate. It always goes up, even after a crash. It'll always come back and be worth more dollars. And all these have historically been true and have been really good value propositions for storing your money in real estate. But let's kind of move on to some of the cons of real estate. And I'm sorry for the formatting, this is all janky. Some cons of real estate is, you have to pay money to maintain it. Windows break, kids flush, race cars down the toilet. You have a refrigerator leak and need to redo the floors or need to redo piping. All this stuff to maintain a house. And when it's your own or it's your investment property, it's your financial responsibility to take care of it. Property taxes. You pay rent to the government to own your property. Enough said. Vacancy loss for investment property. Anytime you have a unit that's vacant, you're, foregoing some revenue. Weather and war, look at Asheville, North Carolina this year. Real estate was probably a great investment there until Hurricane Helene really messed up the entire town. Um, Pick your natural disaster: earthquake, hail, big snowstorms, caving in roofs, dust storms, tornadoes, uh, whatever. War. While this isn't a big deal in the United States, outside the United States, this is a risk for a lot of people. If you have a lot of money in real estate in, some African country, you'd much rather have your money in real estate in the US, or even better, Bitcoin, digital capital that you can move instantaneously or take with you with words in your head to any other place on the globe. So those are some cons to real estate. And I really want to show you this video from Michael Saylor's keynote speech in Nashville this year. And I'm going to play a clip where he talks about the financial maintenance of physical assets to really drive this point home. So I'm going to press play, and then I'm going to find the right place for us and then get you going. Uh-oh. Sorry, guys.
Percent of your money operating it, you also get hit with depreciation. Don't store your money in yachts. A home in Miami Beach, if you buy a $10 million house, you better come up with $10 million to maintain the house over 17 years. Now you've got no money left. Silver, 22 years. A warehouse, 40 years, maybe 50 years. Bar of gold, 62 years. A painting, 72 years. Land. The average property tax in the United States is 1.1%. That means your money is going to last 91 years unless the government reassesses the value of your property. Then it's going to last less than 91 years. The oldest family ranch in the United States is King Ranch. They made it 173 years. Every other family in the country failed. And here's the longest held property, the Crown Estate in the United Kingdom. You could say the royal family held it since 1066, but on the other hand, it passed from the Plantagenets to the Stuarts, through the Lancasters and the Yorks, and eventually found its way to the Hanover family. And so maybe 7 different families split that. None of them got to take it with them. So physical assets you might think might last 1,000 years. Probably about 50 to 75 years is the best you're going to do. Entropy is diluting the value of your physical assets. It's sucking the capital, the energy out of them. There's a reason it's called earth and not heaven. Because politicians are very creative. They got a city tax, a county tax, a state tax, a federal tax, a transfer tax, a usage tax on the property. And if that doesn't get you, there's rent control, price control, or a culture shock. Then you got competition. You might get discriminated against. There's recession. The currency can collapse. Your tenants won't pay you. Someone will slip and fall on the front sidewalk and sue you. There's weather, war, crime, and catastrophe. And if energy prices go through the roof, it's going to be hard for you to make a go of it. Physical capital is not a simple solution. Something I learned at MIT. The 3 laws of thermodynamics. You can't win.
So that's what Michael Saylor has to say about the lifespan of physical assets. I think it's a really good physics approach to capital. He's really saying and driving home the point that anytime anything exists in the physical world, it's at the mercy of entropy and chaos, fighting to decay it at every turn. And that's kind of what real estate is subjected to. So having your Swiss bank in cyberspace, holding your wealth and having it completely dematerialized really de-risks from any physical disadvantage of for the capital. And I think that's a really interesting point, and I think it really drives home a huge advantage over physical assets like real estate versus Bitcoin. And I have this slide here. Bitcoin's your Swiss bank account in cyberspace. Completely dematerialized capital that can be teleported across the earth, is verifiable and on an immutable ledger with full ownership rights to the bearer. It is a once in a species opportunity, and I think it's a much better investment than real estate, and I wanted to kind of convey that here. So that is Bitcoin versus real estate in under 11 minutes. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for stopping by. I really encourage you to keep diving deep in your Bitcoin journey. If you're new to the space, really take advantage of all the podcasts with Michael Saylor. Dive into my content. Hope to see you on the internet. See ya. Bye.